right, it's 99 degrees outside and I'm wearing a suit so that way I can look professional and show you guys this high-end community called the Reserve at Eastpointe. Eastpointe is actually a pretty well-established community, but DiVosta recently bought out a large plat of land. It used to be the driving range, and they turned it into some really nice homes. And the price is a little bit higher than some of the resales that have been in here historically, but I think you'll see why. The value is definitely here. Right now, they're offering some pretty high incentives. I won't necessarily go into them as they change often, but they're usually, if you get in early, they're usually rewarding you for things like the membership, social club, and things like that. This one we're going to go through is the BRIXTON model. And some of the things that I really like about the builder and this model in particular, one, it's a single story, so it fits perfectly for our life. We don't really like going up and down stairs and carrying laundry up and down the stairs. Just the right size. The model I'm going to walk you through the way they've got it laid out right now. It's about 3,700 square feet, but these can be modified. And it's also a really nice feature of the builders as you go through your design features and design package and you sit down with the professional designers that you can actually draw out different aspects of the home that you're going to have built. That is if you catch it early enough. Now, if you buy a home that is already started at the slab level or started putting up some of the walls and going vertical, then you may not have many choices and options as to modify it. But those homes typically come at the most incentives, the biggest discounts, or the more icing on the cake that they may add, like social membership and things. So the one that we're in right now is actually a 3-bedroom with a den. The way they've got it laid out, 3.5 bathrooms. It can be modified, so between 2,300 and about 2,450 square feet of living space that's under the air. And there's different things you can lay out. Like this one does not have a pool bathroom, but you can add that. There's a give and take because you'll lose some of the scenery, the light that directs right out to the pool. The builder can also build a pool for you. It's not mandatory, but sometimes if you are getting a mortgage, it's nice to be able to wrap that in there rather than having to come out with cash to get that work done. So let's go ahead and walk through some of the things that I really like and some of the things that you'll see here that won't necessarily be standard. You'll have to add those. And then there's also some things just because it's a model home that they're going to have an interior decorator stage it up just right. Now, depending on the time that you're watching this video, there may or may not be construction going on. But I just want to show you where you would be coming in from the main gate for Eastpointe. And then when you get down the main road, there'll be an entrance for the Reserve. Like they're still building it out, but you will see a sign on the right side. And then at the time, they're building these homes pretty quickly. Like for example, by the time you're watching it, these might already be done and might be a quick move in. Or if you're watching this, a few years after it's being built, this whole community could be a resale by this point, and we can still help you even then with getting into this community. So let's take a look at their fully modeled BRIXTON. Some people don't like that they're so close together, but that's just a Florida thing. You will see a lot of homes and communities in Florida where there will be another home next door, but the way DiVosta does it is there's not going to be a window looking through another window. In fact, this side of the home is actually more of a privacy wall. It will probably be a lot quieter by the time you move in. So these are double pane hurricane impact rated doors. And when you walk in, you'll see these are things that the builder did for design, the shiplap and the all this extra features on the walls. When you buy the home, it's not going to come with that. But these are things that are pretty easy to add. We do have professionals that, if you wanted, could make your home look identical to this one here. So I think what I'll do is just go through from left. So when you buy your home, if you just get the standard, all the walls are going to be white, but you will see trim that will look like this. This one, the way this package comes, I believe this is a coastal model, and they're 24 by 24 tiles. But like I said, depending on the model package that you choose, it could be tile plank, but you typically won't see carpet in any of these homes. So if you had guessed, from where your master bedroom will be, all the other rooms are on this one side of the house. So, you know, the master will go look at it in just a minute, but all the noise could be down here for the kids, guesting, and you could still be sleeping peacefully over in your master bedroom. These are 8-foot doors, and so that is one thing that does come standard. And then off to the other side, we're gonna go take a look. There'll be a den and then kind of the utilities and the garage over on this side. This side here's a big utility closet. So you probably could find something to do with all this extra space here. A little hidden away. The washer and dryer is not something that would come with the home, but is certainly something that can be negotiated with the price of the home. So this one here is a den. It's kind of cool because you got a bathroom off to the side for it. And the only thing that makes this not a bedroom, so there's one thing that's missing. I'll let you guess, give you a second to guess what is missing from this room that makes it not a bedroom. And if you guessed a closet, that's right. And if you wanted to make a closet in here, then you would have a bedroom. And like I said, there was that one room where on the other side of this wall was the utility closet. You could actually take some of that and make a closet right here. And then voila, you have a 4-bedroom home. Some of the home features, all the DiVosta homes, they're smart homes, connected. You would have to get your own monitoring, but there are lots of different features that you can add to these. It's called Z-Wave, and you can connect things that turn the lights on, chime for the doors, smart entry. All right, this is a coffered ceiling, and this is something that the model does come with, but the plank that you see up there is an add-on. Obviously this wall will look nicer when it's completed, but I just wanted to show you an example. There are no windows from the other home looking into your home. Nice sized kitchen, but one thing that's probably not my favorite about this community is because it's an older, more established community that's been around since the 80s, maybe the 70s, is that they're not really plumbed for natural gas or propane or anything like that. Doesn't mean you can't have it, but it's just going to be something extra that you're going to have. So a lot of our customers from the northern states really like to have the gas top, maybe an outdoor kitchen, gas generator. These things can certainly be added, but you're not going to get that standard. So all the appliances are going to be electric when you purchase it from the builder. Maybe you've seen this before, maybe it's not something that's really popular in some of the other states, but we have, like I said, they're impact rated doors, but this one, as I open it up, to show you how much space you get. All right, they are a little heavy, but you kind of want that when there's a hurricane. So, say you're standing here in the kitchen and you're having a party and guests, and maybe you're doing some cooking or putting hors d'oeuvres and everything out, and all this space right here you've got for your guests. And then even more so, if you wanted to open these up, these are also sliders. You're with the guests and you're looking into a very open, spacious living area of the home. Earlier in the video, I mentioned that there are some modifications that you can make. And so one of them would be if you did want to have a pool bathroom, you would actually give up about half of this space right here, and the bathroom would be right here. You would end up having a window, but not a slider. So, a preference thing. Maybe not bad if you did want to have that pool bath, so that way the kids don't track the chlorine from the pool inside. All right, another thing that does not come standard is fixtures, but these are things that you can add in your design package, or if you wanted to have a wider selection, you can put these in after the purchase. You may even get a better deal if you source this out through a contractor. But once again, like I said, if you are getting financing to purchase this home, then you're not going to be able to obviously wrap that into the mortgage. It'll be after the sale. But if you're paying cash, it might be a better idea to just buy the home standard and then choose the contractors and the materials that you want to. You may be able to get a better deal. This is just a preference based off of my lifestyle. So, it's the morning time, and I sleep on this side of the bed. My wife will be over there. The drapes will be closed, so it'll be dark in here. She's still sleeping, and I'm getting up, getting ready to go to work. So I get up and I come in here, and I'm gonna close the door. And everything that I need to do to get ready for the day, I am completely separated from where my wife is at. She's still sleeping. I'm not waking her up. So taking a shower, doing everything I gotta do, getting ready. And so by the time I go out the door, I don't really have to wake her up. I give her a kiss goodbye, and I'm out to work. And if you end up buying this particular home, I guarantee that all that will be done. In fact, it looks like they're probably going to be putting in a pool in that one next door. Some of the things I like about the pool, this one here is great for lounging. They've got a shallow area. You can have different designs for the pool. This one has a hot tub right in the middle, and then a deeper section. These are pretty young, but the calusas in between, once you grow these up high enough, and then you won't necessarily see your neighbor's pool. Maybe you want to have some privacy and have some vegetation on each side. Oh, and here's the privacy wall, what it looks like once the home's finished. All right. And then here are some electrical retractable screens. Let's check that out. Okay, remote's not working. When you buy the home, there will no doubt be some flaws and things wrong with the home, and that's all right. Any home that you have built, even a used home, they're all going to have things that are wrong with them. But as you go through, you do your purchase, there'll be a blue tape inspection. You get 2 walkthroughs, and they even do it to themselves, as they'll point out like, okay, there's an issue with the door. And so they do that to call out to the contractors, this and that needs to be fixed. But you also get a 1-year warranty. So even if you miss something during the walkthrough, I always recommend that the customers get a home inspector on that 11th month, and then hand that inspection report over to the builder, really the warranty company, and then have them do the work right before the warranty closes out. I'll show you some of the amenities and share some information about Eastpointe. This is the main clubhouse where most of the community activities take place. It's called The Point. The pool isn't massive, but it's a nice place to cool off, spend an afternoon. One side is for adults and the other side is for anyone under 16. If you enjoy pickleball or tennis, you'll probably get a lot of use out of these courts. It's a center spot for a lot of gatherings and a great way to meet the neighbors. The fitness center is conveniently located in the clubhouse, and it does save you from having to drive to a commercial gym because you got everything that you pretty much need right here. I go to Anytime Fitness, and this has exactly the same equipment and more than the gym that I normally go to. One of the things I really like is that everything is pretty close together. It's an easy to walk over. They seem to keep the landscaping pretty well maintained. The clubhouse restaurant is pretty decent, conveniently located, has its own bar, so you do get part of that in the social membership. Just kind of nice. You can enjoy everything right there poolside without having to leave the community. Everything feels pretty well cared for, which is usually a good sign of an active HOA. When comparing communities, I definitely would pay attention to whether you'd actually use these amenities enough to justify the HOA expense. But right now we're going to start out with the SCARLETT model. It's the one right behind me, and this one is the 5-bedroom model. You can get it between 3.5 and 4.5 baths. The sizes can vary depending on how you want the layout, so it is kind of like semi-custom. And the square footage can be between 3,600 and 3,800 square feet. So let's go in here and take a look at this model first, and I'll show you some of the others. You'll see some of the elevations can vary. This one here is called the modern, but you can also get a coastal look. So not all of the homes are going to look identical, and some of them will be laid out slightly different. So let's check out the SCARLETT. So the SCARLETT is a 5-bedroom home. This one is 3.5 baths. You can see the package. The flooring is different. This one does also have luxury vinyl tile. A mud room. We come in out of the garage right there. Spacing's different. Not really a fan of the column being right there in the middle of the open space. But everyone's preference is different. Different layout for the cabinets. So this gives you an idea of your design package, some things that you can choose from. This one's kind of got like a lap swim area. Upstairs, great spot for the guests. So one cool thing I do like about having the living quarters for this one upstairs is that you could just hang out here. Like there's really nice kind of romp room entertainment section here, den, and whatever you want to call it. But I mean, for me, I probably wouldn't put a door here. I'd leave it just the way that it is. And you know, my family and I, we probably would just hang out here most of the time instead of going up and down the stairs. Really like what they do with the coffered ceilings, but like I said, you're not going to get everything just the way that it is. You know, obviously, you won't have tile, but it is certainly something that you can add. And when you go through with your designer, they'll have, I mean, a lot of different things to choose from that you could add. On average, people will spend about 10 to 15% of the base price on upgrades. You know, not my favorite feature about being so close to other homes and having the 2 stories is that, you know, you are going to be right on top of another homeowner. But it's the sunshine tax. You want to be here in this area, you're gonna have to give some concessions. And for the grand scheme of things, you know, maybe if you're like from Chicago or some other place, this might not be foreign to you to to be so close to your neighbors. See, they got some issues with the trim that they're going to take care of. This is what I meant by blue tape inspections. The one that we're going to walk through right now, this is the Coral model. And once again, I'll kind of walk you through some of the features, some things that might be a design package and some things that would probably come standard. This is how far apart the homes are. It's just the way that the builder can get as many homes into a small amount of land as possible. But like I said, everyone wants to be close to the water. Everyone wants to be in this part of Florida, and there just isn't enough land to separate these all with 5 acres. If you are looking for something that is very spacious and wide and ranch style, and you are looking for acreage, that is something that we certainly can help you out with, but you just won't find it in this particular community. Now this one home has a metal roof. This is an upgrade. The other ones are going to come with a concrete tile roof. I like this door because of the frost style. So, I mean, you can look through the door, but it's not just a wide open glass and you don't have to get a curtain. So that the type of door and the type of windows that you get are something that can be changed. I do like the little strip because when Amazon comes to deliver, now if you're like me, I'm always walking by and I'm looking, say, oh, okay, is there a package out there? Do I need to open the door or not? Most people don't actually come in through the front door. You know, for me and my family, we're gonna come into the garage door where we park the car. So, 2-story, we're gonna have a loft up there. All of the models are gonna have an 8-foot door in each one of the door thresholds. And you can see there's certainly a lot of interior decorating that you won't get when you buy the home. But you can have, if you talk to us, we can work these things out, but some things you just won't get from the builder. Personally, I'm not a fan of the wire shelving. I don't think it costs too much more to do the built-in shelving, and they're pretty simple to do. And we can get you hooked up with those if that's something that you want to add in. This is not a standard package design. In fact, they're all going to be white walls. You won't have any accent walls when you buy it. But you will have coffered ceilings. You can have crown molding. So you got this one right here. You won't get the fixtures, fans and things like that. That's not a standard thing, but you can get it during your design package. This is some interesting wallpaper. Your wallpaper is certainly coming back in style. So we just toured a den. It's not a bedroom because it doesn't have a closet. Go to the right. We're gonna have a garage. Smart home features. This right here is frost window. That's something that you can have if you don't want the clear ones. You still impact. That is a feature you can switch out. If you do want a laundry tub, that's something you can have added in. A closet under the stairs. One of the thermostats downstairs. You can have one upstairs too. The vent actually does vent out to the ceiling. That's nice, but not a fan of the electric stove. Personally, if I'm gonna be at this price range, I do want gas tops, but it is something you can add after. As I said, this isn't a feature that the community was originally set up with, but you can bury a propane tank. So you won't get that upper layer, you'll get the 42-inch as a standard, and then the other next layer up is gonna be a design feature that you'll add on. But they will come with the double oven. You may or may not decide to choose a different appliance package. Here you've got luxury vinyl tile. Some of them you could get tile plank or the square tiles like we saw on the previous model. All right, so layout's obviously different. We don't have the corner sliders, but you do have 2 sliders looking out through the backyard. We'll get a coffered ceiling, but of the beams, and obviously the wallpaper on the top, that's not something that would come standard. What you would end up getting is textured ceiling, and then you get orange peel walls. Let's see if you can see that. I love that all of them come standard with the frameless shower doors. I like that this bathroom has everything you need once you close the door, so you don't have to disturb your partner. Come in here and get ready. Obviously, the built-ins, this is not something that comes standard, but you can get it if you want it for a price. You know, this is just one of the builder's pool designs that you can get. But some people don't like it for the safety features, and some people don't like it because it is an upkeep. It is a little bit of work maintaining a pool. And it's also a monthly fee because you usually got to have someone come and maintain the pool for you. Me personally, I would rather not have a pool in the backyard. I would rather have a community pool and let someone else do all the work. This area would probably be perfect for guests and if you have kids, simply because it could be like a romp room, play area, and then spot for guests. So this one, we got 2 rooms upstairs. You can see there's some imperfections that need to be fixed. No brand new home is going to be perfect. That right there is the clubhouse that we toured just a little while ago. I'll go through and I do these videos to kind of give you an idea as to the pros and cons, what you can expect when you buy the home, when you actually go through the models, what they're going to show you and versus what you're probably going to get. New construction usually offers the most incentives, and if you are doing financing, a lot of times the lowest payments versus a resale, and that is because they procure their own financing. They can offer much lower interest rates. So when it comes to building a home, the builder usually has a lot more freedoms in motivating you to make a decision to come into purchasing a new home. So even just aside from you're being the first person to walk barefoot in the shower and everything being brand new, they're going to make it worth your while in a lot of cases. Now, there's also some times when I always tell people never try to time the market, but if you happen to be towards the end of a quarter, you can expect that a builder's probably going to be a little bit more motivated to get a contract. And the price is the price when you come into a new construction community. The builder's not going to reduce the price based off of whether you have a real estate agent or not. But a good real estate agent can still get some extra things added in just because they have a little bit more knowledge than the average person going. I can pretty much guarantee you'll always save money by choosing a real estate agent, a good realtor, before buying new construction. Obviously, I would love it if you choose us, but to educate yourself on this and you go in there, it's better to have someone that's on your side, that knows how to talk to the builder and knows how to get everything that you possibly can get in this next purchase. And the builders are very happy to work with us. So if you want to check out some of the other videos, we'll keep touring other communities and trying to give you some good things to consider as you go through this process of purchasing a new home. All right, my name's Joe Capra, and I hope to see you in person sometime.